Chris, great to see you here. You've been doing this race for a while.
Quite a few years. We were talking about that on the way up. I think it was something like 94 or something like that. When
Really?
I think maybe Rob Hales won, Ambrosia, something like that. Yeah, long time ago.
Well, the Wadley, what's special about the Wadley? Because there aren't going to be too many of you guys who know the Wadley as well as you do.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking around the car park, I don't know many of them at all. They're all these young guys.
Right, they're all young. No, I think like in the South racing scene, I always think you've got like JOCK WADLEY, Gimbro, probably the two most high-profile races, and I think it's that new season. Everyone's mad keen. It's always a good circuit. It's usually pretty damn windy, isn't it? When you cross those reservoirs, it can be quite selective. So
I know. I was parked on the reservoir last night. It's windy.
Yeah. Although it doesn't actually seem. Well, the wind is forecast to get up, and it's supposed to be about 20
lots
miles
of narrow roads and all that. So I guess positioning in this race is going to be
absolutely. Yeah. Positioning well for those bits that you think it's going to be. Maybe
getting in the moves.
Put in the gutter.
I've seen you in the moves before.
Yeah. Be near the front, try and follow some moves and see what happens.
The last couple of years, how would you describe them compared to the years before?
As in,
well, you've been getting all these victories. You're going.
Yeah, I think that's just a bit of experience, and B, maybe I think as you get older, you start to think, well, you're probably not going to be able to do this forever. So make the most of the years, of the racing years you've got left, and I think that for me personally, that quite motivates me to probably train harder than I have done. I really enjoy the whole process. So obviously I work in the coaching side of things, and I like putting into practice.
Well, that was what I was going to say to you. I mean, we were talking about Si, who's also a British cycling coach, and yourself is coaching. I guess that must also help motivate your riders, knowing
I think
you know how to do it.
I think I remember speaking to you at this race a few years back and saying we had some young riders in the race. I think there's something you get to actually see your riders race. It's a really valuable thing because you can see only so much from the ride file, and there's riders who we coach who I know have got the physical ability, seen their numbers way better than mine, and then don't quite do it on race day. So it's quite interesting to see why. And often that can just be like you were saying about experience, learning the races, knowing where the race is likely to split. And I think that maybe being a bit too keen and maybe spending their minutes too soon. So, yeah.
Well, you talk about guys with good numbers in that. I'm not sure whether it was you coaching Ben Turner.
No, that was Paul. But he used to tell us about Ben's numbers, so we knew he was good.
He never really got the results over here domestically.
No.
But in Europe,
and even as amateur on the road, from what he was capable of, I think he was just maybe a little bit unlucky in a few ways, and obviously it's all come good for him now.
Yeah, it must be great to see these guys like Ben, like James, and others.
Absolutely.
Who are really doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just to talk about the time trialling. Your gains, you're learning a lot more about aero, because when I published some pictures from the North Road back in 20 years ago, people say it wasn't such a different sport.
Yeah. I mean, that is obviously half the battle with time trialling. Probably number one, your position on the bike, and then all your kit choices. I think that's what makes it quite an interesting sport. It's like the Formula One side of things, looking for every little gain you can, and it literally is looking for everything that's going to add up, and that is. It's a bit cheesy to say marginal gains, but kind of time trialling is definitely that. Yeah, looking for everything.
I understand you're itching to get into a wind tunnel.
With Ollie. I think Ollie's trying to. We've got a few riders we want to take and just maybe see if we can just eke out a little bit more. So John's got a trip planned. See if I can muscle in on that.
The final one, working for trainSharp, working with a lot of variation in guys. I'm not sure your particular client list is like that. But that must be motivating as well, to work with guys who are racing in pro peloton. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, obviously still working with James and preparing him for things like last year did the Vuelta, and then all the way from the other end of the spectrum, you might have people. I've got a guy who's just turned 60 and he wants to do a Sportive as a challenge and has barely ridden before. And that's equally that's great. I love to see the people discover the sport even at a late age, and this particular gents absolutely. Well, enjoy the race today. I think this has got to be one of the best days I've seen for the Wadley.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Bye.